And this is our Hail chat live and vibe. I usually have just certain topics that I have pushed in the title in case that you chime in with me. It's called The Stars Can't Shine Without Darkness. Your dimension of higher consciousness is rising to new heights. No more force, be fluid, or just flow. And we are definitely entering new season because it's stopping through so many different things that's taking place in the world today, where we're going through our heaviest of heaviness. This is like the mother load of that test that really is going to be, it's like Mother Nature is pushing you out to be the new of you, and they're making you do it with the things that may be still lingering. Hey Sarah, much love to you, thank you for stopping through. That there's so many different things that are going through in our lives. You're like, why do I have to keep going through this, or why did I choose to make these type of decisions? You were always led to go to different situations in your life to bring something out. Hey, thanks bro for coming through and moderating, appreciate it. There's so many different things that's taking place that's leading you on probably new paths or breaking new ground for certain things that's taking place in your life that you may be needing to help others within that connection of helping yourself, or different things that is like spiking out for you. If there are certain things that you're really wondering about on your life path within yourself, am I doing the right things? Am I blocking everything out of my life that is keeping me from being the best version of myself? Am I, holding on to things and not allowing myself, hey Cole, to come through? Thank you for coming through. Am I allowing myself to really do the things that I really truly need to do? I was wondering, crap, is it heavy? Okay, you're trying to crap, is it heavy? No, it's not heavy. Annie's saying hey to everybody who's in the chat. Just going through all the different things in our lives, and it just feels like it's the most heaviest of the heaviest. It's like people that I talk to on one-on-one, they know what I'm talking about. Different things that are taking place in our life that is breaking you towards that part of yourself that is no longer needed. And it has to be taking place through the sequence of being honest with yourself, the emotions that you still keep, the different things that you are not discarding within yourself, but being the best person that you need to be. And these are the things that's being able to be held accountable for different things. You have to be able to appreciate what the darkness of your life path has taught you for you to be able to shine brighter like a diamond, like Rihanna says. Be able to do that. A lot of times we don't like thinking about our dark times, our dark paths, what put us on that sequence of our lives. But those are the things that is taking us to be, to go a lot further within ourselves that is taking place. And, and it's just like so many different things that was going on. Like today I've been slacking because I've been trying to do like my different videos and then get caught up in my it's like, yeah, love shine bright, y'all. I wish she'd come out with some new music while she over there playing, but hey, it is what it is. There's so many different things that's going on with that full moon. Yeah, oh gosh. What kind of full moon is that? Did you know? Or anybody else, did they know? It's the social media. Oh, okay. Anthony, do you know what kind of full moon that is coming on the 21st? I didn't even know. Glad you told me, Andy, because usually y'all know I try to keep up on these different things that's taking place. And that'll be the daggone morrow. Yeah, so it's just like so many different things is going on, especially with this crystalline. I know it's on the tomorrow. Well, I know it's tomorrow because today's. It was like, okay, it's like show. Okay, these are the things that it can shine on different aspects of your life. Like, okay, I need you to fix this within yourself. I need you to go within yourself and give it all you have. It's like or you're allowing yourself to move forward, but you're being kind of frigid within yourself or being aloof. It's like the connection is bad. I know. I apologize. I don't know why, because it's like it's not storming today. It did that yesterday. Can y'all see me now? Is the connection still messed up? Because I don't want to have to start this back over again. But if I have to, I'll have to. Can you hear me? Is it still messed up on y'all's end that y'all can't see? Or is it messed up? Oh, okay. It's the strawberry moon. Oh, full moon, strawberry meat, honey, flower, hot, you know what? Planet moon. It was like, hey. That was that one court. I was proud to know. He's like, we're getting the message. We got you. Oh, okay. But yeah, it's like, I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know what's going on. It could be all of our energy together, and I did not light a sage. God dog it. That could be it too. But yeah, going through that, if it starts messing up again, I'll go ahead and start it back over. Anthony, I know you have something that you got to do, so if you can't stay past that, I understand. So, but yeah, it's just like so many different things is going on, especially with that crystalline. When I say it's been hitting heavy, there's a lot of people that's talking about they got sore throat. They're highly emotional, being very irritable. Your sleep is more jacked up than it truly is. I know what my dream that I had last night, it had me shook that I had to wake my own self up. Like, I'm not even going to finish that one. And it was something like that. So it's like, it's going through new heights of being vivid. Or there's different things that's going on. I know with females, it's getting really bad with all this transition. It's just getting all up in your factory and junk like that, and just really messing up. I know with mine, and I don't even have it anymore, and I'm still getting affected by that. But there are so many different things that's going on where they're telling us to embrace that dark side of ourselves. Hey, Brian, thank you. What time is it in Scotland? Thank you for coming through. I know y'all have like a big gap of time between us, and I was trying to wonder where it is. You put your blue lipstick on. No, actually, it's actually purple. It's not blue. Let me see. Yeah, it's like great purple. I was guided to put that on today. It says like you put on blue lipstick. Hello, heavy energy. You cool? It's like no, it's purple. But yeah, it's like different things is going on where it is just like been very daggone heavy. And I'm just like, okay, it is like you're having to be faced up with, it's like purple. Yeah, it's purple. Usually I'm got it to wear that on certain days, so I just do that. But yeah, it's like opening up us a new chapter in our lives, that everything that you have gone through, it may be like very heavy at this instinct right now, but this is like the mother load of all that clearing that is taking place into your life. It's going to catapult, and it's going to make it so much bigger and better than it usually has ever been for you before. And it's going to understand. It's going to give you that deeper understanding. Like, I'm glad I did not sit up here and give up on different things. I'm glad I was able to take that risk. God, dog. Dang, it's like 5-hour difference. It's only like, what is it, 4:39 here in the PM. But okay. But thanks for stopping through. Anyway, I appreciate you stopping through, Brian. But yeah, going through all those different things in our lives, it has been getting very heavy. There's a lot of clarity that may be starting to peek through that was one yet cloudy. It's like make sense and protect yourself. Yes, this is that time for you. There's a lot of people that are being guided to journal. There's a lot of times that you wish that you have somebody to vent to, but a lot of times universe and God is telling you right now, stop going to your friends and venting about a lot of stuff, because they may be able to listen, but it's like universe can be able to help us. You have to be able to allow yourself to go to universe about the things that you are needing to do, because there's a lot of things that we have this issue with on trying to take care of ourselves. It's like if you're so used to being on that that vibration of where you have been having to be on your own for so many different things, even though you're not on your own for this, but it's like you needing that free will to be able to ask for that assistance. And I know I've been guided towards that as well, to be able to do that, because I have a bad habit of wanting to do things on my own when I have to be able to get my spiritual spiritual assistance, and they're asking us to do that. It's like, have faith in it, even though there's a lot of things that may be going on in your life that may be feeling very rocky, and it may make you feel like everything is going against you, but this is paving the way for you. Everything is going in your favor. And a lot of times when you're facing those different things in your life, it may not seem that way. And there's a lot of different things where I can look back and I can be so irritated about it, or be angry. It's like, why did you bring this person in my life? Or why did this happen? Or when you told me to do this, it brought up this. And it was just like, it's pushing out so many different things. Yeah, keeping the faith for everything that you're going through. These are the things that are giving you new creative ideas about your life. You may be wondering, where am I, I'm not being fulfilled about the things that I've been led to, or you're getting burnt out on things that you are feeling spiritually interested in. And then when it feels that way, it's just telling you, hey, just because you're getting burnt out on this right now, that doesn't mean you can't come back to it. It may be saying that there's different areas of your life that is truly needing to be worked on. And those are the things it's telling you, just able to go towards things that you may be feeling very fickle about, or you may be aloof about. It wants you to be able to go through there. Hey, Healing Oracle, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you stopping by. Yeah, so those are the things that's telling you you're getting your creative vibe. You may be that type of person that loves to paint, or it loves to or you love to journal, write, sing, or do your own screenplays or stuff like that. It's telling you to be very creative right now. And there's a lot of times where you may be going through heaviness in your life and you really just don't know how to be vocal about it. That's when they're telling you, okay, when you can't be vocal about it, put it on paper. And then when you're putting it on paper, or there are certain people that may have passed recently that you've been really missing at that time, go ahead and either with your phone, if you have like one of those certain apps, you can just just jot down different things that you're not jot down, but just speak on different things that you may be going through and stuff like that. It was like, would love to follow. Oh, okay. It's like, Oracle, drop your social media, would love to follow you. But yeah, if you're going through all those different things, this is that time for you to go ahead and just, start being very verbal about your stuff. Try to articulate even the confusion that's going on into your life. Or if you're going through meditation, or you're having dreams and the mess seems kind of off, that they're telling you, hey, jot that down, or write that down, or, record this. And this may be giving you some insight on your life that you may need to be, very attentive to. It says, I do paint, but I can't right now. It's like, I feel weird. And, I understand that, because everybody's going through these huge transitions to where it is like making you ultra sensitive, because even the energy that is being kept out right now, there'll be certain people that you can no longer connect with in that way, because you feel very apprehensive, or you're feeling like, I don't know what it is about my friend or about my family member. If you start getting situations like that, that's telling you right there to start cutting folks off. It's like, it's like, you do well. It's like, oh yes, I try. Because there's even times that I tell people, do video record, if you can be able to do that. If you have a tablet or laptop, or even within your phone, you do all that. But it's just like, even my vibrations, is even when I talk to my brother from another mother, I'm like, I'm be very selective about the energy that I allow in my sacred place, because it's just like, when you get to that point where you start surrendering everything to God and the universe, and it's just like, a lot of times things get really heavy and you get aggravated because you're ready for things to end. You're ready for it, like, hey, can you speed it up, take it through a close? But they're always telling you, it's like, you try not to give them a side eye. It's like, what's the rush? What are you trying to do? You're right where you need to be right now. I'll be looking like, I'm trying not to give y'all the side eye, so I'm just go ahead and scratch my head, because I don't need no spiritual slap back. But yeah, there's different things that you're going through right now. and they're telling you that you are in that right moment of where you need to be right now. This is going to allow you to be able to see so many different sides of yourself that you may not even be aware of, and you're finding out new chakras about yourself. It's that summertime. I know, it's so true. It's that Healing Oracle on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, I know, I'm gonna connect with you too on there as well. Well, yeah, you already know, because it's just like there's so many different things right now that's going on. And then it's just like these spiritual side effects that I'm going through. It's just very annoying. Like, I have hot flashes, then I'm cold, then I start having a sore throat. Head was pounding yesterday, couldn't get rid of a headache yesterday. Been having cramps really bad, going back and forth to the bathroom. All those spiritual side effects that's going on with that crystalline is really hitting people deep right now, especially with your emotions as well. So it's just like, I've been wanting to be motivating and proactive on here, but it's just like, in my energy, it's just not like, it's not meshing well with even with myself. I'm not gonna get on. I'm just not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. But yeah, these are that time where they're telling you, if you really feel like you need to get rest, or where you need to get that rest, you need to go ahead and do that. Don't force yourself to be doing something. It'll be different when you know that there's something, like if you're just in depression and just don't feel like doing it, or you're just in that lethargic type vibration. It's like, right, many are confusing. And I feel, yeah, it's like burning of all kinds. It's like, yeah, it's just a lot. It's just a whole lot of right now. So it's just like so many different people, even like right now. Oracle, do you do tarot reading? Because I just seen somebody with a tarot card and they just flip. Do you do tarot reading? Because I don't know if it's somebody. Well, Annie, I think you used to tell me you used to do tarot reading, because I just seen the world card and I flipped it over. I'm not saying the insight on that, because I don't like it when people do that about me either. But I just seen somebody flip over a world card, and there's other ones that's following behind that. But I might have to just go ahead and connect with that person and just see. Okay, well, I seen a world card. And there's like the tower moment that's coming down, because there was a lot of people in that tower moment and in the world card, and it's not in reverse, it's upright. So it's a good thing that you're somebody is seeing that. So if whoever has been going and practicing on on their tarot cards, or they've been getting, not even practicing, but being guided towards that, just to get that insight with that, you're going through that and you're getting like these good readings about certain things. You've been in that storm for so long. And now it's like, I think that's pretty much a lot of people as well. Is I'm going through the same. Okay. Not the tour, the tower. The tower, when you have the tower and it is taken up. Okay. All right. So it's like I see like the 7 of Cups, the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles, the world card, and a tower moment that's coming down. And it is just like, you don't have to say yes or no. Just don't do that, because they're saying you don't have to say yes or no. Just go ahead and you know what those mean for you. So whoever is like that gets more intrigued about their information on the tarot cards, just read that, because it's like what it said: 3 of Pentacles, 7 of Swords, and the 7 of Swords. I'm getting a good vibration off of that. It's the world card upright, and it's the tower that's coming down. So there's a moment of clarity that is coming in somebody's life, where they have had a lot of confusion that is coming in, that has been coming in, and they did not know which way that they were supposed to go. And this, whatever they're dealing with right at this point, is taking them into that right direction. Hey, Miss Sheila, thank you for stopping by. It says, yes, me every day, the readings. I'm so personal. So now I got 3 of y'all chicks up. Hey, that could be for everybody, though, that you have had that tower moment. You have been placed in that tower where you have, you have isolated yourself from so many different things. Shoot, that may be for everybody. Yeah, because it's keep on saying everybody. So it's like people have been into that tower moment. You're having the 3 of Pentacles. I forgot what 3 of Pentacles and the 7 of Swords is. So it's like the 7 of Swords, but then it's just like whoever that person is that's left in the darkness is not doing things. They have the swords up and they have the blindfold on. It's like somebody's getting very, very like whatever they did towards somebody else is not working, and it's put more hurt on them than it did on somebody else that was supposed to be talking about. Thank you. I feel that you and I know what we're. Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about. So I'm just like, don't confirm. Because you never know what kind of eyes are looking. So don't confirm. But if you got those spiritual chills, or you got that type of vibration, and say that's for you, then that is for you. So, because see, I do my own tarot card readings. I haven't did mine in a long time. I have friends that do tarot card readings on here, and I know I need to get slapped on the fingers because I have not been to them. And it's just like, because I used to get addicted to them for so long, and I told them it's not that I don't want to support you, but that used to be one of my addictions, that I would not do, certain things just without me getting those tarot card readings. So I just stopped doing those. But yeah, everybody tends to have that tower moment of where you have been placed in solitude. You kept on feeling like the situation that you're going through is just taking a longer route than you thought it would. But this is something that don't feel like you did the wrong or right move. This is something where you're supposed to be, because you're getting that insight in a way that you didn't see coming. And it may be through or it may be through an impulse, or whatever you're going through. Because a lot of times we hold guilt on ourselves when we if we do something because of impulse. Maybe if we're tired of being in a situation that could be very heavy or very toxic, or it could be the fact that you're getting impatient because you want to go to that next step. And these are the things that's leading you there. It's just going to go at its own divine time of space, pace. That's what I meant to say. But yeah, it's all these different things that is telling us to embrace that darkness, heal within the darkness, so you can be able to get that high connection. It's like I shuffle for you. The sun this is never acting. It's like MB10 action taking place. Yeah, there's something good that's coming on. That sun. And it's just like when you have that death card or the devil card, people are like, oh God, death and death. Everybody's going through that intense spiritual rebirth right now that is taking place in your life. That is taking you to higher vibration. And it's like right now, they're telling you not to force anything. If you feel like you're forcing something into your life that good and well you're supposed to be doing, you really need to step back, because this is going to be, the best bet for you to do that. Don't force that, be very fluid, just allow it to flow, and it's just like you're going to that next, it's like towards that dimension of higher consciousness that's taking place into your life. And those are the things that you need to get through, and a lot of times we don't realize it, at that moment. It's just like our darkest moments, our heaviest moments take us to the highest pinnacles that we truly need to go to. And then you get that emotional moment when you can look back and see the burdens that you have faced. You've seen how people have turned their back on you. You have seen that where there was people that you supported did not give you that same kind of vibration in return. All these things is taking you towards that, because these are the things that you needed to be able to experience within your life. Yeah, it's like Oracle Angel Day. Yes, I got the I forgot which ones that I got. Healing with the Angels. I think it's by the Virtue, Divine Virtue, or Doreen Virtue. I think that's what it is. My friend had got me some of those from Thru. Yeah, it's like yeah, she sent it to me for like about 2 or 3 years ago, saying, Roslynn, you need to do cards on here. I said, I'll give it to anybody. I'll give you much props, because I cannot do that. I cannot. That is just too much energy. I said, I thought just being open to the universe to do that. You can. It's like, but you, it's just too tiring for me. But yeah, but I know there's 10 people in here. Can y'all please put like a thumbs up? It'll truly be appreciated if you can do that. You're going through all these different things into your life where, it may be the worst of the worst that you have gone through, or it just seems like things are just not getting better into your life. And these are the things, it's like a lot of times we don't feel Like, okay, our life has not changed. Why am I still in this situation? But have you changed? Have you changed the perception on how you're looking at your situation? These are a lot of things that I have to be able to tell myself, be able to hold my own self accountable for the part of my, having that part, playing that part of my own suffering. Because a lot of times it's just that vibration of the mind where you allowing your mind to keep going to creates suffering, and you're resisting that change that goes in. It's like too much energy right now. It's like we have been in a spiritual warfare training. We are, Miss Sheila, we sure are. Like right now, you're into that. Because I tell people, if you notice, even from the time you have gone through your spiritual awakening, all of a sudden you probably start seeing more shadow people. Blooming Life, thank you for stepping through. Thank you. You're when you went through your spiritual awakening, you probably had a lot more spiritual warfare. Then it's like a lot of time when I do like my Heyoka empath one-on-one with people, and they start feeling that situation where it feels like they're being tortured, or something feels like, something's after them, and they start having these panic attacks, because it's like you are becoming more aware of where that matrix is. You're stepping out of that limelight of illusion. And when you're doing that, the devil and the enemy don't want you doing that. They want you to stay numb. They want you to be like, ignorance is bliss. We don't need you waking up to nothing. Go back to sleep. And that's what it feels like. It's like, I do resist without wanting. Let go is hard. Yes, it is, Miss Annie. I ain't going to sit up here and lie. It truly is. It truly is hard to let go on different situations of your life, whether it's something that somebody has done, or the guilt that you may have, that you wish that you would have been able to go back and change certain decisions that you made. But then that I've held that heavy every day. And those are the things that I allow myself to be honest with and say, you know what, I work on that every day. That's all you can do. You can't sit up here and say, oh, by this certain time, we try to challenge ourselves by thinking a certain timeline has to be done by a certain time. You have to be able to be patient with your own self. When you're allowing yourself to be open and say, you know what, I'm allowing myself to be there to heal. I don't know what's going to be going on day by day, but allowing myself to just take it day by day. You can't say, oh, for this whole week, no matter what happens, I'm not going to flip out if certain things do not go as planned. You only can take it day by day. And even when certain things come out and it's not the way you thought it was, you have to really be able to step back and breathe. Even they say, when you want to talk to the universe, take 3 deep breaths, and then you ask universe, whatever that question is you're wanting from them, and just wait. Get real quiet and just wait, and you'll get it. Through some kind of, totem, whether it's from an animal, or it'll be, or a number, or a certain post, or you can even have a spiritual chill that's going on. And you can be talking to yourself. Empaths, we do that. I always tell people, I need my expert advice. I'm in a staff meeting right now. Don't bother me. They're like, Roslynn, you talking to yourself. It's a staff meeting. I'll be done in a minute. And those are the things that you're going through right now, because there's a lot of that, what I was saying about the crystalline, you're probably getting those spiritual chills a lot more now. It's like, when you're shifting your consciousness, or you're shifting into the higher version of yourself, you start feeling a lot of those like back pains, or you're starting to feel like that. It feels like somebody don't put dry ice against your skin. Because I know I've been getting it a lot lately. Be cold in the afternoon, like especially here in Georgia. It is very hot in Georgia, and it's just like there's sometimes I gotta put my ceiling fan on. Then the next thing you know, I have to turn it right off, because then I get too cold, and then I start getting real hot again, and it gets very aggravating. So we're going through a lot of those different transitions right now that are really taking us towards that next level. Like I said, you're going through a lot of creative vibrations where you're bringing new things into your life, or you're adding more to it. If you have a spiritual craft that you like that strongly connects to your gift, you're probably getting more insight on that. Like if you you're doing that. So it's just like, if you you ladies say you do, tarot card readings, you probably get more insight. Or maybe one, like where they tell you to, just take about 4 or 5, how they tell you if you want something for the next six months, they tell you to draw like 6, different cards. Or if you want something for the whole year, you pull out 12. And there are certain ones they tell you, no, don't flip over, just wait, pull that last, and then go and flip it over again. Yeah, there's a lot of different things that's coming to you through that. But a lot of times, even when you have these spiritual gifts, they want you to get into your intuitive, trust your gut instinct, trust that. Because it's like when I was talking, and people on here know what I'm talking about, when I sit up here and say, if there is anybody or anyone that is spiritually blocked to me, that can keep me from being the best person of myself or taking me to that next level, please allow that stuff to come to me the way I need to, for me to decide whether I need to block that person. I need to disconnect from certain individuals or certain paths, and just allow myself to go. Because there are so many, gut instinct. You have to be able to go with your intuitive. Your intuitive and your intuition is that silence fierce weapon of yours. And it's like, when you having those gut feelings about something, it's not about you being paranoid. It's just your gut telling you, hey, you need to watch that person, or hey, don't allow yourself to turn your back on that person, or do not go in that car with that person. You get all those different things. And the more you tend to go towards that next level of consciousness, you're going to get very sensitive around certain people. Like right now, that frequency that's coming in with that signal, because it's like it gets very clear right here. And then when I notice other people will come in, it'll get kind of fuzzy, and then it'll stop, and it'll come in here. Everybody's energy is like fluctuating. It's going through a lot of, it's very tense, it very, it was like density. It's going through different vibrations. And those are the things that is just like really going to get you out of whack, especially if you're going through like sinus pressure right now, like your sinuses is getting extra sensitive right now, or you starting to feel a lot of that vibration. It's like I ignore it to me is I ignored out too many times. Yeah, well, you have to be able to allow yourself to, your spiritual guidance is telling you that for a reason. That's what we have very little friends that sure do. And I'm okay for that. I'm okay. And a lot of times, before, if you even look at your life before you went through your spiritual change, I used to be in the clubs all the time. No, I said it is very, it has different densities. That's why I said Annie. So, but it is very intense though as well. But it's like, before I started having my spiritual change, I used to always want to have a whole lot of people around me, or I always used to want to be in the club. But after I went through my spiritual awakening, I couldn't go. I remember one I went to, and it was very crazy. It was called the Legion, and that should have told me something right then and there. A Legion, and it was a Masonic lodge at the same time. When you talking about, I felt nervous when I went in there, like I was just very paranoid. And next thing you know, when I came out of there, I was throwing up black smoke. That's how bad it was. And I was just like, I will never go there again. I noticed that every time I went to a club, either my dress tore or my heel broke, it was something that was telling me I needed to stay away from those certain places, especially the place that they have Masonic meetings and stuff at. I was just like, no, I don't know why. I feel like this is the devil's den, the devil's fortress. Let me just go ahead and allow myself to back away from that. Yeah. Okay. You had to get translation. I apologize, Annie. I forgot. But yeah, you're going through all these different things that is making huge changes in your life. And it a lot of times it can make you feel like very confused, like I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing right now. Or you're skipping timelines, you're elevating timelines, and you may be jumping them as well. Because it's like your spiritual enforcement is telling you, hey, you've been in this timeline for a little bit too much longer than you're supposed to. Yeah, into that dark place. Yeah. That you've been in this timeline a little bit too long. So they're wanting you to go to the next one, and maybe your vibration is not actually ready for it. Even though your vibration is, you're not ready for it, and they're trying to push you through that. Oh, it's okay. No, it's okay. I get you. It says time will always be. Yep. It says relative to our perspective, it will. It's just all about what we choose to be in our perspective. Because if we see everything as being for our highest good, which it is, but a lot of times when stuff is just like really, really, ish hitting the fan, it's kind of hard for you seeing things in a positive perspective when you are like knee deep in like shortcomings, like back to back to back. Like I've been going through it. And then it was just like I had to allow myself to back up, and it's just as like this is preparing me. And it's scary also. It is scary. But it's like you already have to know, if you have made it this far, you are very protected. You already know that. And a lot of times it's just like, if you were your spiritual entity within itself, like you were your spiritual being before you got put in this human suit, oh, you be the badass. And there would be nothing that you would not jump into. Like you be that main one, that's going through stuff like that. Like you be that main one going for a bungee jump. And you don't know how that mess is going to go, but you already know, hey, I got this, nothing going to happen to me. And that's what the universe want us to be. Take those risks. Is that I got used to the shit, even when if it's not okay. Yeah, you had to. It's like you had to. But yeah, it's so many different things that goes on, and they want you to be able to take risks for yourself. Be that risk taker. Don't feel like if I do this is going to take me out of balance, or this is going to be that wrong thing. If they're telling you to take that chance within yourself, do that. These are the things that they want you to be able to get used to, of being able to get out your own way. And a lot of times we can get out our own way because it's like, you made for better. And that was supposed to be one of my content titles. It's like, you were made for better. But a lot of times we'll get into our way of being, being in the way of our process of the progress in the process. And we can stand in the way of those. And they want us to be able to get out our own way. Because a lot of times you don't realize you could be messing stuff up just because either you want to stay, fixated on certain sequences that has happened to your life that really done pissed you off, or there are certain things that somebody has done to you that you feel like that wasn't right. Yeah, you have to understand anything that went against you. Now, if there have been people where, we don't both played a part on certain things with certain spiritual connections that come in, because a lot of times there have been people that came into your life and just the wrong set. Yeah, be hard. Yeah, that faith you just be having. You have to know where you made for better. And I'll remind you, I already know you're gonna do that, Tony. Anyway, I already know that you always my main promoter. Like, Roslynn, I believe in you, and I see this. I learned this through you. We can grow together. And I love people that get me amped up like that. I need it, because sometimes I'm like, I don't know. I don't think I got it. And it'll be that one person that just feeds you that stuff that you just need to know, give you that little boost that you need, that little liquid, that spiritual courage. It ain't no liquid courage, but that spiritual courage. Like, yeah, you got this. I got you. You're not dealing with this by yourself. But it's hard. That's when that faith is really being triggered. When you see things that looks like it's just really is going against you and everything is your fault. When it looks like everything is your fault, why are you allowing these things to happen? And it's like, there's nothing you can't do. It's like whatever you imagine is possible. So let's just do it. People are our greatest resource. Yes, it is. He's like, well said, Tony. He always coming up with them great promotions. I love it when he does that. So it's just like all those different things that are going on is allowing you to be adventurous in your spiritual life. Be more creative. When there's new insight that is coming to you that they want you to go ahead and engage in, you need to allow yourself to do that. You better not be sitting up here spitting up no daggone, what is going on with you? Hairball. I don't know what's going on with my cat, acting crazy. It's like, what? Hold on, y'all. Okay. It is learn more about what is less scared. You will be yes, faith and positivity. Yes, because you already know faith drives out fear, and that's what you have to be able to allow yourself to worry, not to worry about, but just to stay focused on. it's like dark forces, cats battle them for us at the time. Yeah, because it's like I'm over here and we're having a good chat, and then she's over here. I'm like, look now, this ain't the right time. But I already know she don't usually do that. But yeah, you're going through all these different things where, you're going through these spiritual battles. You're going through spiritual warfares of different things that's taking place that will make you feel very scared, or make you feel like there's enemies around every corner. But they always tell you, it's like Healing Oracle, that's what you do for me. Every time you post something, it feels like you're talking to me. Oh, I'm glad I can do that. There's a lot of people that say I do that. Faith kills fear. It sure do. It sure do. It will drive a powerful stake through it. It does. And a lot of time I'm glad I can be that person where somebody says, Roslynn, either the video that you're speaking on makes me feel like we're in the same room and we're talking, or there's a certain post that, it was giving me that confirmation of what I need to have. Yes, I say. Yes. And I love the fact that I can do that for other people. Y'all do it for me a lot of times, like I do it for you. And it's just a blessing to be on top of that. People are like, oh, you're a leader, you're a teacher. I feel like, hey, I'm being taught a lot of different things that I can share with other people, and other people are coming to teach me something that I can share with other individuals too. It's all about learning and growing and vibing with everybody. As you care and it shows. I really do. At times, I have, I'm a fault of my own victim of just sitting up here saying, I don't know if I have what it takes. I'm tired. I'm spiritually tired. I get that way. And I just allow people to know it's not being shown as being feeling sorry for or wanting to be seen as a victim, but being able to know I can relate to your struggles, because there's days you can just be power hungry and just be like, I got this, I got that, I got this. And it can take that one vibration, that one moment of a memory of something that really got you. And it can say, I just don't know if I have it right now, or I'm tired, I'm spiritually spent. I'm tapped out, I'm running on fumes. We all get there. It's like we all have, okay, Facebook. Yeah, thank you. I forgot he puts that up every once in a while. Just to remind you, you do. And thank you. I appreciate it. And thank you, y'all. I mean, you've been with me for a long time, Annie. Yes, you have been with me too, Miss Sheila. And those are things, that you can truly appreciate about people, because you never know what kind of a blessing you can be able to present towards people, and I always tell people, you don't know how much of an inspiration you can be that can inspire other people. Because it's like when you're allowing yourself to be bold and not care what people think. Yeah, boundary. Yeah, I'll keep boundaries up real quick. I was like, I have my boundaries. I have to put my boundaries on my own self at times. But when you can allow yourself to be bold within that and show no fear, like, don't worry about what other people think. Don't worry about if they don't believe you or not, or they're supportive of you or not. There's going to be people that are just not going to like you. There's going to be people that just not going to understand the projection that you choose to, project out. Some people just don't get you like that. But then there are going to be people that are going to admire you for the things that you do. People are going to admire you because the fact is you're showing your worst, to be able to say, I'm allowing you to see my worst, so you can so you can be in that vibration with me, to see me on that journey of getting towards my best. And then you're telling people you can do that. Everybody can. It's like, you ain't for everybody. And that's okay. And you already know, I'll say that real quick. I'm okay with that. I don't got to be for everybody. It's like, no. When you start comparing your journey to other people, that's when we split paths. Everybody's here to grow. Everybody's here to learn off of each other. We don't know more than anybody else. It's just the fact is there's certain things that that I don't, and vice versa. Sometimes it's also like you're completely alone. I feel that way. I really do. There are certain times I really feel that way, because there are certain things that I can't speak on, and I feel by myself, even though I know I'm not. It says when you hear something that resonates, that really helps. It does. It really does. Because there will be certain days that, I've been very vulnerable, and I can be in an emotional state, and I'm like, I don't want to be on video today. I don't want to push out that type of, vibration towards anybody. We're all dealing with our own stuff. You trying to come to somebody for positivity, and they're unloading something else on you. And those are the things. It's just like universe is like, you know what? They need that. They need to see you like that. So they know that you can really understand. Hey, Jennifer, it's so good for you stopping by too as well. Thank you for stopping through. Some people need to just be able to see you in that vibration of where you're vulnerable, to be able to understand that person really gets what I got going on. Because even though I try to have that big S on my chest, like Alicia Keys say, hold that big S on my chest. But there's days that you can say you're completely fine. And as soon as you're in that room by yourself, all hell breaks loose. Like you just can't do it. Caught you on my lunch break again. Oh, that's good, Jennifer. Oh yeah, last time you did that, you did. But yeah, it's just like it's okay to be that way. Not every day is going to be an okay day for you. There's going to be times when you have your moments, and that's fine. But when you're allowing yourself to say, you know what, I'm on this journey, I'm in it for the win it, and it's like, and then you're just saying, there's going to be some moments that is really going to have me thrive, and it's really going to make me want to go, and go above and beyond for myself. But there's also some bases I'm going to touch that's going to be very sensitive to me. But I have to allow myself to be prepared. But that's allowing you to move forward in your strength, because you're about to venture out towards certain things in your life that you already know is a sore thumb to you. When you're going on that vibration of saying, look, I need to heal. Well, I have many friends that I can resonate with that they just don't know it. Yeah, because a lot of times it's like sometimes it's good for you to just keep what you're going through private. Not everybody needs to know what you're doing, because a lot of time people like it when they see you like that. I've seen people wait on certain days just to sit up here and see how I'm gonna act. And I'm just like, you're doing too much. Like you're doing way too much. But it is what it is. It's like with my situation, when I've said I've seen the truth and the weird and the fanatic through so many different things I've experienced throughout my life. And I appreciate all of them, because it was certain things that I just really need to know how life can truly be. Because a lot of times we don't think life can be that way. It had me at that point where I felt like people wouldn't do vindictive things to me because I wouldn't do that to them. I'm like, shoot, what does that make a difference? There's some people that are out there just vultures like that. They're culture vultures. They're just like that with certain people. And you have to understand that not everybody has that same mindset as you. Everybody has that heart as you. There's sometimes your light just outshines other people's, and they don't even have to be that way. They just want to dim their own, and want to dim somebody else's too. But that's that time right now. You're seeing the truth in everything that you're going through right now, even within yourself. You see where you have to be able to stop allowing yourself to get souped up, where you feel like I just can't go no more, because somebody may talk you out of something that may be a blessing for you. And this is a blessing for you. That's the reason why everything is hitting you like back to back to back to back, because this is a blessing of a lifetime to you. And when you have gone through the worst of the worst, there's nothing else that can stop you. You being shown this is something that you can get through. So when somebody else comes to you, because I had to get tough skin when I came here on YouTube. And being able to say that and speak on the things that I spoke on. There's a lot of positivity I've got. There's a lot of fanatical situations that I've got in, but there's also a lot of negativity that I've gone through. And those are the things that I had to understand, that I had to prepare myself for. Yeah, it's like those are our lessons. Those are. And I had to learn dearly about that, because it's just like for a lot of times I would allow myself to become bothered by other people's negativity towards me. And I'm just like, or I get mad when somebody tells me, oh, you haven't cried enough, or you're not strong enough. And it's just like, you don't know what the hell I went through before I even came up on this day, before I opened this up and pushed record. So I had to allow myself to know, no matter what a person's opinion was about my life, did not never change my experiences. If you believe me, you believe me. You don't, you don't. If you do, I appreciate it. And if you don't, I just don't care, but I appreciate it at the same time too. And it helps you grow. And those are the things, it's showing you the realest of the realest. When you have gone through the darkest moments of your life, you see the true intentions of so many different things. And it makes you have a whole outlook on life. Just like you may, it's like, oh, do you still connect with your family? And it's just like family. Even that word family does not even serve the same meaning for me after I went through the stuff that I went through. And I appreciate that. A lot of times, spiritual family is a lot better than the ones you were raised with. And that's sad. But, it is what it is, because there's a lot of people that are in your family that just does not get you. They just don't understand. It's like when you're speaking on things, it's like, what are you talking about? I really just don't understand. And they're not wanting to understand. They want to be able to have their own level or perception of understanding when it comes to you. Some people just get accustomed to doing that. You got to laugh at them. Yeah, you have to. I'm just like, okay, they sleep. Like, all right, that's all right. They were like, what do you do that for? Hey, my spiritual insights already know what I did when I said that, and it's okay. You want to be oppressed, I'm gonna let you do that. Ignorance is bliss for some people. Me, no, it ain't blissful for me. I'd rather be rocky on my truth. At least I know what's coming. And these are all the things that is allowing you to grow within those insights of it's like your own, what do they call that? Context clues. It's like your context clues. It's like your life is like a book. You know how you have those different chapters, and it's showing you those things, and you're rewriting your own book of how you want to be known. You're writing that chapter of your life. You're the co-creator of what you want. There's a lot of times our lives have been molded in the way of our oppressors, or people that have not vandalized, but has did certain things to us emotionally, mentally, spiritually, sexually, whatever. You've been, touched in that kind of way. Your life has been even by toxic behavior growing up. And it's like, yes, it's true. Sometimes family hurts you the most. It is. It truly is. It's like when I can, people tell me, Roslynn, I don't know, I keep having issues with my brothers and sisters, or I have this issue with my mom and dad where they just don't want to understand me. They always want to talk to me any kind of way and hurt me. It says, it's like, yeah, I just burnt myself doing fried potato. Girl, you better be careful. Be careful. Put some butter on it. It's like, but yeah, you take care. Be careful. But yeah, you're going through all these different things into your life. And it is just like people feel like when it comes to family, it is if you're leaving too, I appreciate y'all coming through. But it's like when you're dealing with your family, yes, it's just like you have to understand if people are okay, if you tell them, hey, I don't like it when you do that. I was not careful. Oh, but you need to be careful. That's what I'm saying. You have to be careful. Especially when you start getting into it with stuff, you end up touching something, or you ain't paying attention. You got to pay attention now. But you have to be able to allow yourself to know if it is hurting you. If anybody, it don't matter if it's a friend or a relative that you were born in the same womb with, or whoever you were raised with, it doesn't matter. Because if somebody is being comfortable with telling people that I don't like the way you're treating me, or I don't like how you're speaking to me, or the vibrations you're projecting to me, and they keep doing that, you have to be able to cut those cords and be able to say, I'm honoring myself. Now, if I shouldn't have had to have conversations with you like that, don't feel like respect is given and it's not earned. Don't expect me to treat you any better than what you're not giving me back. It's not being reciprocated. And a lot of times they want you to be able, the way the universe says, you even supposed to forgive your enemies. Just because they're like that, you don't have to go ahead and throw that same kind of vibration out with them. And I'm learning that too, because I'm that type of person. If you throw something at me, I come harder. You try to bite at me, I'm gonna eat your ass up. I'm that type of person. But it's just like I'm learning. I'm working on my masterpiece. I'm not no work in progress anymore. I'm working on my own masterpiece. I'm molding that mess till it's like I'm a Picasso, Da Vinci, all that type of stuff. But those are the things it's telling you to honor yourself in all cause. Because with us being empaths, we have problems with honoring, we would say yes even when we meant no. We felt like we were forced to do stuff because we felt like we were obligated, where we didn't have healthy boundaries, and all those things, we allowed ourselves to be manipulated. And you're going through those sequences now for you to be able to say, you need to stand up for your own self. If somebody else ain't gonna do it, you have to be able to stand up for yourself even when other people don't do it. And when you start placing healthy, positive boundaries, the only people to get mad, it gets to that point because they can't manipulate you. You become unbeneficial to their manipulation of you. I've seen it too many times where I've seen how people acted towards me, flip the script, even though it was there all that time. Flip the script when I would not allow them to manipulate me anymore. And those are the things that you're being taught through your experiences every day. Every day. You have to be able to honor yourself, allow yourself to disconnect from those toxic, vibrations. It's not honoring your soul, your spirit, your frequency. Don't water yourself down. If they can't meet you up at your peak, don't come to nobody else's level. Don't water yourself down. If they need to vibrate up with you, if they can't vibrate up with you, then that means it was already a done. Then it was like, oh, okay, I got to cut the course. But it was nice talking to you, though. You have to be able to do that, because right now, all those experiences right now is hitting heavy, because they want you to be able to pay attention. Pay attention to the things that's being said to you. Is the vibrations of the words that's projecting out, is it on that same time frame? Is that energy? It's like, oh, I'm not meaning any harm, or I'm not trying to be rude. You know how people quick say that, I ain't trying to be rude. Yeah, you are, in some kind of formal way. I mean, I'm like, hey, I was trying not to get that way, but yeah, and you got to be that way. But it's just like, now it's telling you, don't believe what they say. You see the actions behind them words that they're articulating to you. If their verbiage is matching that energy, it's cool. If not, those are the ones you already need to know. You need to exit. Yeah. You gotta be able to press time out for that one. And these are the things that's showing you through that. Because a lot of times, I've been going through stuff and I get very aggravated. But then when I allow myself to do that woo-saw moment and calm and, roll, just touch on my ears and start doing my breathing, then I allow myself to broaden that. Like, see what's being shown to you. A lot of times you got to play possum. You know how they tell you play possum, especially if you see like the possums or the raccoons and stuff. You know how raccoons will just get still like you don't see them. And I always wonder why you do that, because I can see you right here. You didn't get invisible because you got still. But a lot of times you got to get still just to see what the universe is allowing things to come out. As I had to cut cords. Yeah, it was a mess. You have to be able to do that. You are starting to live through a lot of sequences from different situations and people that you did not see yourself being without. And you're just doing just fine. You were just doing fine from those situations. I learned that through all the different things. Certain things may not go out for me the way I want it to. And then that's allowing me, just because it's not going the way I want it to, does that mean I need to give up? No. Or I used to get mad when a lot of people try to spiritually block me or put hexes on me all the time. I'm like, why are people doing that? When people are intimidated by the flow that you have, you're very fluid with your spirit. And that disrupts a lot of people's demons and illusions that they choose to have. And a lot of times they don't realize, instead of you doing that, you got to play. Sometimes you got to play the fool of the fool to think they're fooling you. And then you was like, Miss Sheila, you've been with me. Hey, Kelly, thank you for coming in. Yeah, so you're doing all those different things into your life. And it gets aggravating, because with you being a Heyoka, when your gift is getting heightened, you tend to intimidate the heck out of people. You bring out the envy in other people, where people, instead of you actually having a nice conversation, it becomes into a debate. It's like a length roll. I'm trying not to say the member length roll. Is like trying to see how many different who's is bigger than the next one. It's not even about that. When you're going for your own blessings, you don't have time to worry about what's going on other people's journeys. because a lot of people will sit up here and block you for certain things. They'll put different hexes on you for certain things. And, and it is what it is. You have to be able to understand nothing can go against God. Whatever they try to do to you is not going to happen. They'll flip that script real quick, especially if it's something that's intentional, that's trying to block somebody or know their steps before they do. Oh, it's about to mess up on them anyway. It's like, I'm playing the fool of the fool right now. Oh, Jesus, go ahead then. You got to be able to do that. You really have to be able to do that. And a lot of times, even when people think that their, pathological envy is no joke, it isn't. It truly isn't. It's like that with a lot of people, and you try to understand why does it have to be that way? Because I'm that type of person that I will say, and I mean that wholeheartedly, that I want to see everybody win, but your come up is not going to be based on my suffering. That's one thing I'm not going to play with, because I've seen so many different people that try to do stuff, and so I must have got on the right subjects. My nose started tickling like crazy. That you have gone through different things, just especially, if you're a tarot card reader. I had a situation. If you don't specifically ask that person to read that person, and you're doing it for envious reasons, and you try to be sly about it, that's when you already disrupted the laws of nature anyway. And I tell people real quick, heads up, I'm a post. I'm Creole. You try that mess if you want to. I already know who my deities is, my my masses and all that stuff, my insights. You want to go ahead and play with them folks? You go ahead. You ain't messing with me. You messing with them. And you have to be able to do that. And a lot of people don't understand that about your life. Everybody has a purpose. And a lot of times we don't even realize the most harshest ones is a part of that purpose. Even the things that hurt you is a part of your purpose. The people that, they use deception, that lies, to hurt you, abuse you, neglect you, do anything against you, that it gets returned. I returned it to sender. And then go ahead. They always say, don't do that. Return it to sender, but send them as a blessing. And when you do that, it's right. It's so sad, because it doesn't need to be that way. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Because they always tell people, make sure you don't let the left hand know what the right hand is doing. And a lot of times we don't understand when that happens. We're like, why would we do that way? We should be able to congratulate the levels that we're going on, where we're achieving. And there are some people that really want to see that support. You got you a good support system. But there's always somebody who has that dry congratulations, knowing they hope they send that vibration to make sure that mess don't happen for you. And it's like that. Those are the people that are actually strengthening you. I felt like they took things from me, like my blessings and stuff. You know what, Jennifer, I've been that way too. But you know what? The way I had to learn through those situations, they didn't block anything. You were just not spiritually on that elevation or that complete alignment to get it at that time. You were still learning and growing as that other person. Yeah, it wakes you up. You have to thank somebody for that. And I thank people for that, because it's just like, when I start seeing how my life is starting to unfold for me, and I don't laugh at anybody else's struggle, because that makes me just as way as I see them. Because, God will always tell you, don't think your enemies aren't getting stuff. And if God really loves you and they're that fond of you, he will allow you to see that karma come back and hit. And they were looking at me like, Roslynn, you gonna laugh? Hell no. You ain't about to bring that mess back to me. Because I used to be that type of person, like, that's what you get. That's exactly what you get. And I used to laugh at folks when I did that. And next thing you know, that karma came back and hit me. You don't supposed to laugh at anybody's suffering, even your enemies, because it's just like, you don't know, they're a punishment of them on their own selves already as it is. It's like, they take your blessings, they will give their own, and we will give our own blessings away. And they had to learn that. You are learning through all those. You're learning through all those. Those are your wake-up calls. And a lot of times, and it's just like, you'll be mad because you've done something like that, but that's the kindness of your heart. Because a lot of times I felt like you were really dumb to not see that. Or why could you be very naive? And it's not even the fact of you being, what they call Betty White. If you ever watched, You know how Golden Girls were. You know, I love me some Sophia, Blanche, Dorothy, and Betty. I forgot what Betty's name was. I forgot what I forgot what her name was on there, but she was kind of slow on those buttons. But it wasn't even being slow. It's just the fact is you're seeing that from a good-hearted person, that you always want to see the good out of somebody. And a lot of times it takes you to have to go through those certain situations on learning what not to do. And I had to learn. When I say I learned what not to do, just to pick up on somebody's actions. Or even right now, there are certain situations that I may not have seen at that time, but when it comes right back to me, I'll start, it'll take me on my whirlwind of me seeing that situation. Like, it showed me, I don't know what it is, kind of like, gosh, like deja vu, or certain situations where you were standing there and you're seeing that whole sequence repeating itself, but now you're starting to see the little key components that you weren't able to see before. You're like, oh, okay. Because a lot of times we get mad and you say that, okay, I've had people I've came to help on here on YouTube, and what a lot of people have appreciated the things that I've helped them with, and they're still with me. Or there are certain people that appreciated that, and it was just supposed to be that, that insight, and then they branch off. And there are some people that downright it just felt some kind of way about me, and how they end up paying me back is by trying to stab me in my back, feeling like, okay, well, I felt like your journey is a lot more important than mine, and just because I'm getting mine, I'm gonna make sure you don't get yours. And then you're wondering why your life is already messed up. People just feel like they're doing something. And some people, especially if you're a Wicca, I'm a Wicca, and people are like, oh, well, I did this just to, but I had good intentions. No, it was good intentions for you to have a come up before that other person. That still is not good intentions. You're messing around with the laws of nature. Nature don't like it when you do stuff like that. And when you're allowing yourself to do stuff like that, you don't realize when you are trying to make sure you're trying to control other people's outcomes to their destiny, you're already forfeiting yours already, and people don't know that. Like, go ahead, keep on blocking my blessings and see how yours is going to be a straight in and out. Or there's sometimes you'll get mad if you see an enemy. Okay, I'll see you later. Thank you. And I'll text you later. I appreciate all the stuff you were doing. It's like, yeah, right. It's Jennifer. Just be careful because the snakes come around when you do shine. Yeah. I'll see you later, Anthony. Thank you. But yeah, it's so true. Have a safe travel. I don't know if you have to go that far today, but safe travel, and I'll connect with you later. But yeah, you're going through all those different things in your life, because it's like now you're going through your last, like you're winding up those emotional chapters in your life right now. So you will have a lot of past people coming back into your life, whether they were exes or they were online, buddies or whatever. People you ain't heard from coming all out the woodworks. Like, dang, where you come from? I ain't talked to you in a minute. You better make sure. And it's coming back just to see if you still hold that same vibration as that person did. Or are you still filling out that frequency? It's like if somebody's in your life and they didn't do no good to you, and then you haven't heard from them, like, say, a whole year or 6 months. The next thing you know, hey, how you doing? You may even forgot about that person or forgot about what they did. But that vibration is still going to stick. Like, hey, you may not remember why you stopped talking to them, but you need to block that person. No problem. Don't sit up here and argue with your intuitive. If they tell you to block somebody, you do that. Or somebody's coming at you and it's like very weird. I've had people that want to do stuff on ego. So they'll have, oh, I have this for, I have this, or in case if somebody asks me about this, or if I can get money out of that, I'm going to go ahead and make sure I keep this. I already know you are meeting ill will towards my life because you want to be relevant to some case or whatever, or you want to be paid to be able to say, oh, I know this person. We talked about this. I've had different, incidences that has came up like that in those situations. Or people that are overly complimenting you. You have to worry about what kind of intentions do you have? Why are you, like, you are really just kissing all of it today? And I'm just really wondering what you're doing that for. You have to really understand that. And those are the things. It's like, now I got to get my Oracle card. Yeah, it's like you have to. Yeah. I was saying earlier, the cards that was coming up, and I don't know why it was like 4 or 5 people to come up here like, Roslynn, I do tarot cards. There was a world card moment. I think it was 3 of Pentacles. All of it's upright, so it wasn't in reverse, so that's not a bad thing. The Tower moment, the Tower, it came down, and it was the 3 of Pentacles, the 7 of Swords, and it was the World card. So it was all those that came up. And they already said, don't say yes, that was mine, or those are, you got to keep that to yourself and see what those were, meant for you at that time. So if that, because it said everybody that was on here, I had to say that for everybody. So whatever it means to you, you had to go be able to see that. Even if you don't read tarot cards, just Google, hey, what's this tarot card meaning of the World card, and it tells you what it means and what you need to look for. So those are all good things, especially, I know social media, like if you go to either Instagram or Facebook, especially some of those book, platforms they have for empath, they'll have different ones where all the different messages comes up and you got to screenshot it. I've been getting a lot of those lately too, and they've been helping me out a lot lately. And even when your numbers that are coming to you in your sacros, it's like you have or if you could be thinking something, and next thing you know, you may be listening to a playlist on your song, like I do with mine, and it'll be something that needs to give me that confirmation. It'll come on like back to back, and I'm just like, thank you, I needed that. And those are the things that just kept coming. So you're getting all these intuitive information or insight that you need through your hardships, as well as people that have really betrayed you. Even though it's the worst thing you can go through, it's the blessing in disguise what comes for that. Because like I said, when I've seen so many people that when you have gone through so many different changes in your life, your spiritual change, you'll start seeing how everybody has been coming into your life to be that blessing, whether it's to hurt you, to give you insight, to help you grow, to help you get to that next level, help to hurt you so you can allow yourself to know what to look for in different patterns in case that mess comes off again, or different vibrations that come off again. Because it could be somebody that you meet and something that just, you can't just put your finger on right then at that point. As soon as I said that, I had spiritual chills, and you don't know. And then all of a sudden something is telling you like, oh, I don't know about that person. Anytime something comes up to you and it's just like, I don't know what it is, I can't put my finger on, vacate all premises, please. Just do it. Just don't ask. If you feel like, oh, I may miss out on something, you may be missing out on something that could have been very detrimental to your life. Go the other way, and those are the things. As soon as I say that, my nose start itching. So I already know somebody going through that. Hell, I may be going through it too. I know I go through it a lot, and that's the reason why I'm like, I know there's certain people in my life. I'm like, oh, you just gonna be a touch and go. It's okay. And they're like, what makes you think? That's just the situation I'm going through right now. I'm not saying that for everybody, but hey, it's that one. It'll be all right coming on the radio, and one day. And it's like, that day I wanted court. Oh Lord, it didn't go out. It did not go down like that machine. And I bet I would love to have been the fly on the wall for that person. They had to go through that. And I feel like with my situation, I'd be like, Lord, I would love to be a fly on the wall where certain situations just drop like that. And I'm just like, damn, I'm just glad I'm on the side that I'm on. Just put it that way. And you just go through that. But people just don't know. Sometimes common sense is not that common. You only can do stuff for so long until that mess flips on you. And usually the way karma allow you to mess up on your own self. Well, okay, you want to keep stabbing that person in the back? Okay, you want to keep playing the mind games? All right, you go ahead, keep going, and keep doing things. Okay, you keep on want to cover up that lie to cover up the other 2 lies that you done covered up 10 days ago. Okay, we keep doing that. And when you start getting comfortable, and then she start doing this, and karma, shoot, she a chick, so you may catch her on that worst day, and she just do all that, and that karma just start knocking, and she gonna ask you what kind of flavor you want that karma cake. or that ish pot that you just keep turning. And it's just going to flop out like that. People feel like, oh, if I've been doing certain things for a long period of time, it's okay. And a lot of people that do that, they want to pray every day. If you ever noticed that, it's like a lot of people that are very narcissistic and stuff like that, they hold tight to religion. And it's just like they want to hold tight to that, and not, they feel like that's going to that's going to give them that counterpart that's going, where God's not going to get up on them because they pray every day. You can't sit up here and worship two houses at the same time. You can't have a conversation with God and you have your own personal handshake with the devil. You just can't do that, because God will sit up here, okay, all right. God got the darkest, most sense of humor. You tell him your plans if you want to, and that'll be funny for him. But yeah, you're going through all those different things in your life, and these are the things you're going to you may not appreciate it right now from whatever burdens that you are truly dealing with, and that's fine. You may not know the whole instinct, because they always tell you, no matter how things are going in your life, trust and believe they're not always as they seem. They usually just try to make it look that way until they can be able to get it to where it's right exactly at that moment, until they feel like that wants to come out. And a lot of your burdens you are being strengthened by your hardship right now. And there's a lot of people that are really going through it like back to back to back to back. And you're really trying to understand, why are these things taking place in my life right now? Why, they send me towards this certain situation or these certain people, and they want me to talk to that person. That person either doesn't speak to me, or they speak nasty or whatever. And these are the exact things. It's like, if they want you to be able to understand, they're going to send you in different situations. It doesn't work. That's fake ones that will see through. Okay, it sure don't. It won't, because a lot of times it's like, I'll say certain things just to see the vibration I'm gonna get. You can tell me anything you want to, but I'll just get quiet and wait for that vibration to come out. And I'm like, okay, and just know it. I already know right then and there you were lying about something, or you were being very, deceitful about certain things. And it's like, with my situation, people still coming at me, or still try to act like I'm still that old Roslynn, and I'm not. I'm that woke one. I may still have some, still have a little bit of toxic flurries in there that I'm working on every day, and it becomes more, it dissolves more and more every day. And those are the things you work on. It's like that narcissist in my life told me that if I disagree with him, I'm going to end up against God. Girl, please. I wish I would have laughed at, well, no, because depending on what kind it is, because I'm one that one, I'll be playing with you. You can go ahead and I'll laugh in your face. But you come over around there trying to throw hands. No, you going against you, girl. No, you're going what God wants you to do. Because narcissists will do that. They will play that God card real quick, and knowing they sit up here projecting devilish stuff. No, anytime somebody bring up some narcissist stuff, my lips start twitching. No, anything that you're doing that is going to honor yourself, they're gonna try to make you pay for it. Because it's like, with narcissists, their insecurities and their self-esteem is very bad. Okay, so they like controlling outcomes. They like controlling your money, controlling your whereabouts, your friends, your family, all those different things. Because I feel I done had to tell one narcissist that I had to deal with, if you so secure in your stuff, there is no reason you need to be asking me where am I with or anything like that. They are hilarious. They funny as hell, and they really are. Because it's like, I noticed I'll start watching these what is it? It's like, they're not horror animations, but I like watching these ones. It's by I've been getting into that. I've been binge watching, as they call it, called W News, where they have something like that, to where they tell them, oh, you want your own job, but they want you to get one of those jobs where you aren't making enough money. They don't want you getting enough money where you securing your own bag, and it only got to take that 1 or 2 paychecks and you out that door. They don't want you doing nothing like that, because that means you getting away from them. Or they get to, you got those different levels of narcissists where it's like they either got to be in every single party you go to, even if you go to your family house, no, you're not, you're going to go meet somebody else. And I'm just like, is this something that you're doing that you're trying to say I'm doing? Because that's not where I'm going, or are you seeing somebody else, or are you securing me in every way, financially, sexually, emotionally, mentally? All these different things. If you can say yes to all those honestly, not the mind playing games you try to convince yourself with, then you ain't got nothing to worry about. And if I gotta cheat, I'm just gonna dish your ass. I just don't have time to be playing those games with you. I'm not gonna do that. And I've been in situations where I had nobody left in my life because they ran them all out. And then I was there by myself. Like, people didn't want to come around me because they got that negative. I've been through situations like that, and I hate it when I see other people go through that. And it's very bad. And especially the ones that want to sit up here and get married to you real quick, or they want to move in with you real quick because they don't want that part of them to be shown without that. But it's like, that's exactly right. That's what I'm dealing with. You're going to get out of that situation right now. It's like, not just you, Kelly. You're dealing with a karmic cycle. This is making you have that strength to leave. Okay, allowing yourself to heal where you need to heal, because there's so many people that I know that's going through this, where they're dealing with the ones that want to lay hands on you. See, I don't have those, and I don't play that, because I'll be that one. I'll tag you and got a hammer in my hand and say, I hit you with this hammer. I ain't playing. Go ahead, play with me if you want to. But yeah, Antonio Lyons, much love to you. Hey, he's like, you're Lyons, you related to Lucius. It's how you related to Lucius. It's like, no, I'm just playing with you, but hello, so good that you come in. But yeah, you have gone through different things like that, and those are the things that's allowing you to heal through the worst of the worst. Because I feel like that is the worst situation you can actually be in when you're going through a karmic cycle, is the toxic ones. And I'm not saying just all the men are toxic like that. And it's like, it's like a lot to say that. A lot to say that. Yeah, I'm just saying it like you one of them lines, it's like they're afraid you'll leave because they know they're doing wrong. Yeah. It's like they know they're not doing anything to make you want to stay. And that's the whole point. Why are you trying to control my timelines? Why are you trying to control my money? Why are you trying to control? Or then it's just, the fact is, when they have groomed you enough and you start seeing their gameplay, all of a sudden they start ghosting the heck out of you. They start ghosting you. It's like, we fight back. That's all right. I said, I will straight sit up here and fight you. I will fight you. I've been in situations like that where I had to fight. I felt like Oprah from Color Purple. If anybody, all my life I had to fight. You don't tell Harpo to beat me. I've been in situations like that. I skull drag the heck out of them. I sure did. I fought men and women. I had to do that. But a lot of times people just feel like it's just men. I'll give that airplay to daggone females. I done seen some narcissistic females. I done played one. I don't play that, because it's like, I was at that tit for tat. Oh, you want to do that? Let me show you how I can really do it. And I can do it better than you. I've been in those types. It's like, no hands, just a little straight. I'm a little. It's all fight to them though. Hey, you sometimes, but see, sometimes if they see that it's like, when it comes to narcissistic people, they will find your weaknesses. They will really find your weaknesses. It's like, make your stand, sister. I know that's right. Because it's just like, I be telling that one, please just give me a reason. And I'm that type of person. It's like, if they really know empaths the way they know them, they wouldn't push them at that point. Because it's like, when you're an empath and you dealing with a lot of darkness into your life, and you ain't healed properly, you can be like, you can go from Mary Poppins to daggone Scarface in 2.9 milliseconds. I know, I have been there. It done scared me. Like, I knew when I first started going through my situation, and it already seen there was a chick that I used to go work bullet. And I already knew I was going to tag that ass before I said, she going to be the reason why I get fired today, on that day. And I told my friend that, and I be dagged. That was that reason why I skull dragged her ass. It was like levitating. People were telling me like, Roslynn, you levitated. You sucked all the power out the room. I did what? And I'm that type of person, if I fight, I black out. I need somebody to tell me what I'm doing, because when I blacked out, you done brought that gorilla out the mist that I try to keep in that closet chained up. I don't like bringing that out. And that's that day they brought it out. That's why I tell people, don't try to fight. No. It's like I never got my debate. Oh, Dad. It's like it can make you explode to Hulk mode. It do, because with me, I was dealing with, like my mama said, I was dealing with a lot of issues at that point. My spirit was not right at all. And this is like when I was still smoking weed, and I had to keep myself de-escalated just from smoking weed, and not realizing just that weed can get me into that mode if you really pushed me there. And it got very dangerous. And I don't like being that way. Or go supernova. Yes, I did not realize that we can levitate. You can suck power out of stuff and you can levitate. And I didn't realize that was going on with me. And I thought, like you can see something, you can see like if you got into a fight, it's like your spirit, something done knocked you out of your spirit and you're watching yourself do stuff. And, and I thought I was imagining stuff, and people were like, Roslynn, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. Nails was still long. I didn't break no nails. Hair was all natural. Didn't have, hair out of space. I only had like one cut, and that was only for my hair getting pulled. And it was like, that girl only got one hit. They said she only got one hit, and that was it. And all the rest of them, I was just Mayweather in her ass. I just didn't have time. Is that Kelly the Transformer? Yeah. It's just like, it's going to take that point, and don't never let somebody take you out of that point to where you feel like you need to be in that type of vibration. When you do, that's your point right there where you need to leave, because you're in situations like when you're in that karmic cycle, you can't just walk away. I've been in those situations where, I'm like, look, orange is not the new black, and it's not the new yellow for me. I need to get up out of this situation, because I see that I'm about to have me a whole serial number that's going to be its own zip code if I keep messing with you. I can see that. And it's like, that is that person that is going to bring out the best in you as well. Those are the reason why we have these karmic cycles like that, because it's telling you to stand your ground. Maybe staying your ground is like them fighting, but it's just to let them know, I'm not the one. I ain't the one. I'm not the 2, the 3, or the 4. I got my own ground. I love myself, because a lot of times when we go through stuff like this, the ideal empath catches the narcissist, because the fact is they see that you're willing to cater to all their discretions, to all whatever they can't nourish within themselves. They know they need you to be that fixer upper, and you have them into your life to where it's going to make you smack into reality and say, you know what? If I love myself, I wouldn't be in a situation like this. And it's not to downplay nobody, because I've been in that role, and I'm not trying to trigger nobody, but I tell you, when we start picking situations like that, because it's the lack of love that we place in ourselves, or it was the lack of love and support and nourishment that you got within your family. Because I used to tell my adopted father, if I had a real man in my life to show me what a man's supposed to treat a woman like, I wouldn't be going through the situations I was going through. I had to find love in early stages of my life, in connections that wasn't it. Finding love within other people when I need to find that within myself. Yeah, she said, Antone, thank you. Yeah. He's like, I've been there in a different person. Yeah. Because it's not just like it's not just the dudes, it's the females too. Because I've seen females that can play that role, and I'm like, girl, you playing a very dangerous character in your life. You are. But these are those things, because it's just like a lot of times when you have gone through that, it's either your parents done went through it. I don't see my parents, my biological parents. It was a very toxic relationship. Even though I know they loved me, but I was made out of, wedlock and as well as teen pregnancy. My dad was 18, my mom was 16. And it went from, my dad and my mom went through toxic episodes. My grandparents was, and that went back. Now I'm that one that's supposed to choose to fix all that stuff. And that's usually from you being in a household that you've been exposed that to, or you didn't have that love of that bond from a mother, where guys end up being that type of person. They are needing somebody to fix them. I've had guys that come up to me and they were very, young, and they wanted, that mama role. I'm like, look, baby, I done had my 3 girls. I'm not trying to raise somebody else's son. You're a grown person. I'm not trying to do that. But there's people that have been in those sequences where they needed somebody to play the mama role. They needed somebody to play the mama, needed somebody to be the caterer or the fixer-upper, and that goes on both roles. It really does. But you're a strong queen now. You keep up the good work. Yeah, I appreciate me being strong, and I appreciate you saying that. I went through those things. Some people appreciate what I say. Some people don't like what I say. But it's like, I wouldn't be telling you this if I didn't go through that. Because I'll tell people real quick, I've not been through a situation like that. So I can give you my suggestion, but I have not gone through something like that. But this narcissistic, yes, those are going to be your ultimate game changers in your life. And those are going to be that blessings of disguises for you. Because it's like, when mine is very toxic, it is like there's nothing positive. If I wanted to, there's nothing positive out of that except of how I end up loving myself through that situation. And that's what you're going to get. And it's going to be that situation. It's like, I left at 24, abusive marriage. Oh my gosh. And thought I was strong. You are strong. And a lot of times we feel like we're not because of those situations. These are the things that's going to remind you of that strength. So it says, as soon as I was shining again, I attracted another. And it's revisiting that lesson. It's like you need to get better. It's true. You're getting better, not bitter. These are the situations, Kelly, a lot of times where it makes us feel like we are weak-minded. Okay, or we are weak. No. A lot of times you have to understand, anything that you're learning, no, it's not a learn, you're remembering. And a lot of times you have to remember it through those toxic connections, because a lot of times, if it's something very positive that you need to remember about in yourself, that instinct that you always carried, a lot of times it's not going to, it's going to hit you, but it's not going to hit you deep if you don't go through a very traumatic situation. Those are the things that remind you of what was forgotten a long time ago, and those are the things. Like, I can tell people, I've been in a relationship for 21 years, which I was not even 21 years. I've been knowing this person for 21 years. We've been not dating for like 5 years. And I can say, even though it's the most toxic ass situation I've gone through, but it's the biggest one too, because I allowed myself to know what I'm not going to accept. I'm not going to play with no man who want me to just, cater to him, or it's going to be when he want to be bothered with me and stuff like that. No, no, I ain't going to do that. You got the wrong one. I'm not going to be that. But that situation helped me better myself in so many different ways, to where it allowed me to see where I did not have self-respect for myself. I allowed myself to settle. I did not raise my standards. I had to allow myself to love myself. And that's where I was lacking, because I was, as a child, young, having sex, trying to connect with people, because I did not feel that love. And even though it was there, like from my mom, but it wasn't from, my adopted father. It says friends who I've had to cut cords. Yeah. And they were all empaths. Yeah. There's a lot of people, that's not saying it's guaranteed for people to be in your life just because they're empaths. Because some of them, you have to understand, when you're a light, they're a guarantee you're connecting with a dark one somewhere. I've seen it where people feel like, oh, I'm just doing that. I've had people where they said the only time I feel like I'm hurting somebody is when I feel like they're, when they're bullying. I'm bullying the other bulliers. And it's not even the case at times. This is the fact is that anytime you feel like somebody's getting more out of their life than yours, that's what they were doing. Or they want to feel like they wanted to hurt me and end up messing up their own self. It's like friends who it's like they're red flags that are waving a mile away. It is. It truly is. And sometimes you don't want to see it. But a lot of times it takes for you to repeat that cycle a couple of times for you to catch that. But a lot of times when you're going through that, like with your situation, Kelly, if you have not allowed yourself to go through that grief period. Hey, Jack Edmondson, it's like, I just left the toxic work environment. Oh, Jesus. A bunch of, oh my God, y'all got me over here sweating and joke. I was in that where it felt like I was in the devil's den. If you ever worked in somewhere where people are so toxic, you can see their face morph. Like, yeah, I was smoking weed at the time. I have to deal with that, but no, these folks' faces were like they were morphing. Anybody ever seen that movie, Devil's Advocate? And they would move their hands a certain way, and you'll see all their face contort and stuff like that. That mess really does happen. Yeah. And a lot of times it's like when you start being in a situation like that, it's like you have to prioritize yourself and protect your energy. You do. Because you got culture vultures out there that's just like those energy vampires, those vampires. They see you winning, they want to come in because they know that their energy is draining to you. They don't want to see you successful. And they bring all these people in your life on purpose. And a lot of times we try to understand, why are we having people like this in our lives? Because when this happens, it's like Kelly has to get she has to get her some therapy. I mean, yeah, she can, but I always tell people, if you go get therapy, please make sure it's somebody who is spiritually equipped to deal with us type of people. Because if you're dealing with somebody, you start speaking this stuff, if you want to, they're gonna have yours as a 40, or what is it, 50, what is it, 4150 or 5150? Yeah, 5150, and have your butt locked up somewhere in one of them stress centers. You have to. And so I've been there. It was actually a mental nursing home. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. When you have gone through all those different things in your life, these are the situations you had to go through so you can know what you're dealing with when that happens again. When you're going through toxic relationships, like one of I thought was my so-called best friend, that helped me get a job there. It was just for her to be able to have an upper hand on my life, because her life was very miserable. So she tried to have everybody turn against me when I would not allow myself to be manipulated by her anymore. And when I seen that she was doing it, and she made it a habit out of that, because this is a part of her I've never really seen. And it took me to have to go through that. And it was just like, it was always competition with her. As I did therapy, my narcissist husband convinced them I was oh Lord. I mean, it's just like, I always, the thing about narcissists, they don't realize they are always the weakest links, because they have to go through the most to try to keep somebody around. It's sad how many are suffering, and how you're unable to help them. Many see others as tools, for instance, gratification and validation. Yeah, it is. And it's just like, yeah, me too. It's like, she got me fired. Yeah, she did too. And it was like going around telling people I was sleeping with other people, and I was crazy and stuff like that. Things that I would tell her that was very personal about my mental health. And it wasn't even about me being crazy. It was just about my gifts that I wasn't even aware of, and she thought they were funny, and she didn't like that. So she used that against me. I was always known as the crazy bitch, and that was very hurtful. But then the next, when that karma came around, I started seeing everything that was going on or whatever, and even more drama that she was bringing into my life. And then it was the insight that God had showed me. I was that blessing that came into her life to help her out of her sequence, but she just broke the hand, bit the hand that fed her, that was supposed to help her get out of that situation. And I was like, oh, it's still a win-win situation. I won a loss to me. I'm gonna still be okay. But these are the situations you have to go through. Is that, oh yeah, I remember when you had told me you worked at that nursing home. Oh no, I didn't know. I already knew you weren't no patient. I remember when you told me about that nursing home situation you were working at that was very toxic. Yeah, and people, it's just like, people use your empathy and want to see that as a projection of idiot. And that's what a lot of people want to see. It's like, oh, you're an empath. That means you're a whole first class idiot. Because they see that you feel it's not even about you being an idiot. It's just the fact is you want to see the best out even the darkest people. Like I used it the other day. You want to see, the Night Stalker. You want to see the love that he have or lack of, that you want to bring that out of him, even though he a serial killer. We're just like that. Those type of people. It's like support groups, prayer and discernment. Yeah. It's just these situations that you're going through. It's like, no, deep inside it. That's why I said they're the weakest link. Because it's just the fact is, when people have to sit up here and use your weaknesses against you, only weak-minded people do that. When people want to tell you, oh, nobody's not going to want you but me. Who do you think is going to want you after I leave? Nobody's not going to be able to accept you the way I accepted you. No, because they know that nobody's not going to deal with them until they allow themselves to draw up a filter of a conclusion they want somebody to feed into. So, yeah. And I have to say thanks. It was like, I have to go. Thanks. It was awesome. It was nice to have you up in here, Miss Sheila. I appreciate it. I believe my friends to be a narcissist. If it's giving you that gut feeling, Jennifer, it really is. It really is. They don't have to be empaths. It's just the fact is they're narcissists. And narcissists are around us. And a lot of times we try to understand, why do we have narcissistic people in our lives? It's like, I'm a life coach. I'm here. Oh, okay. Well, see, there's always a reason for somebody to pop up in here. And Kelly, y'all probably get in, connect on some social sites. And he may be able to help you out with some stuff. We can all, if you feel comfortable, go ahead and leave your social media sites on here and let people know how to get with you. Is I'm praying for you. I'm praying for all of us. It's like it's like they can't bind you with love. They don't have it. No, they don't. That was already damaged from whoever it is that person has done that. And you're not realizing their life is going to be far worse than yours, because the fact is you're trying to seek closure in your life and you're trying to allow yourself to heal. They're resisting theirs. They're using their wounds as being projections to do that. And people don't realize that, because I used to think, because my adopted father, he was narcissistic. There's times that my dad, God rest his soul, he felt like he was, he had narcissistic ways, and he had to heal through those things. And I already admitted I had narcissistic ways at times, because that was what, I was exposed to. But I allowed myself to be honest with that I had those vibrations. Let me see. Show. It's like unfortunate how many don't heal their mental wounds and have children. Yeah, it is. Oh, okay. What is it? 300. Never forget your light shines brighter than others. That's why they want you. Yep. Just because they see narcissists as they are, weak-minded. Trust your intuitions always. It never lies, and you understand strong against the darkness. Yes, it is. It is so true. It is so true. Thank you for stopping through too as well. But yeah, it is very true. You deal with these narcissistic karmic cycles, because this is reminding you of the strength that you have, allowing you to place that love in yourself and honor yourself. When you start allowing yourself to not be triggered, and that's where the game changer is. Their weaknesses just as well as they know yours. There are a lot of times those narcissistic people are very predictable. When you know that you're doing things, when you're allowing yourself to know that you're not becoming triggered anymore, and these are the things that you're closing your cycles to, because this is going to be that game changer that's going to take you to where your destiny is. And a lot of times when we catch ourselves getting into another narcissistic relationship, it's because we didn't heal from the first one. And we didn't give ourselves enough time to go through that grief period of healing. And that's why I always tell people, yes, it's sad when you get tired of being alone and all those different things in your life. But those are the times where you have to really take time for yourself. So, because there's always somebody that's destined to be with you, that's going to give you everything that you deserve, everything that you're pushing out to the wrong people is going to be reciprocated to that right one. And those are the things that you're learning within those cycle of experiences that you're going through right now. It is not no easy road to go through, but these are those things that is going to bring out your strength in you, because it's just like there's sometimes we carry this vibration that maybe we deserve that, or this is all that we can attract, this is all that we can settle for, or this is going to be my life forever. And those are the situations the enemy wants you to think of. With my situation, it's just like, with my karmic attachments and my enemies that don't want to see me go anywhere, they try to use things against me that they know that, my OCD or my ADD of my OCD, they try to trigger those different things. And when I see that they try to trigger it, or they're trying to rub things in my face of what I lack or whatever they have, I already know what games are already being played. And I'm just like, oh, when they're trying to do it indirectly, but directly to you, when you act like, oh, I didn't hear you. And it gets really, when they get mad when they're not able to pull those strings with you anymore, they feed off of your suffering. And when they see that there is no enemy right now, all of us are healing some type of enemy we have in ourselves. When there is no enemy left, the enemy on the outside can't touch you. And that's basically what all of us are going through right now. We're healing from certain things in our lives that is, getting us to that point where we're going to overexceed what we wanted to go through anyway, what we're aiming towards. You're going to get there through the sequences and experiences you're going through right now. It says, never settle, always reach for the sky. Yep. It says, I subscribe to your YouTube page. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, but you're going through all these different things. And that's why I tell people I appreciate my toxic relationships that I've had. Not all my relationships were toxic, but there was some form where I pressed toxicity in there, or the other person was the culprit and I just allowed myself to do it. Yeah, and you're right. Allow yourself to let go and surrender. It is. And you're gonna really get all through all these different things, Kelly. I promise you, you're gonna get through them. And these are gonna be and it is just like when you finally get where you're gonna get, you're gonna appreciate that toxic vibration you were in, because that's gonna make you. It's not gonna make you hard, but it's gonna allow you to know that you're not gonna settle for nothing less than what you deserve. And I love myself, so I'm gonna allow myself to gravitate towards what is nourishing for me. And this experience is going to really take you there. And that's what it's really going to do. Because it's like when I see mine, at times I get tired of going through the stuff that I go through, but then I appreciate it because it allowed my mindset to really, really shift for the better. And it's like Kelly, you in a process, sister, fight on. You are in that process. You're going through it, but if you're going through it, you're going to get through it. I promise you're going to get through that, because I'm in a situation where, enemy done try to block out everything for me to make sure I stayed and I rotted in my situation. And it's not going to happen that way. And it's not going to happen for anybody else that's going through different struggles in their toxic vibrations or their karmic cycles. You're going to thrive from that. And you got to try. Yep, it's true. Trust the process. Know that you are, you are protected. You are loved. These are the situations that's going to allow you, the love that you're getting from the universe is going to be that love you're going to give for yourself. I promise you that. And those are the things that, this is where you learn from your workplace, through your situation. Thank you, Jennifer, for coming through. I appreciate that. Yeah. And you're going to get that growth through those situations. If you're at a job that you are just like, you are feeling like that you're forcing yourself to be there. These are the situations that, universe will place heat on you when they know that you need to be in a better place. Because a lot of times they keep on trying to send you off to different places. Like right now with everything going on with like the pandemic, people's financials is really struggling right now. This time I already know, but I had to find out. I didn't trust my intuition. And now you're being in a situation where you have no choice but to ride by that. It's like loving yourself. You already know. It is telling you love yourself, be stronger, knowing this is going to be that situation that that is really going to catapult you out. Because I know my last toxic relationship, from going back into this one again, it was that one where I felt that person. I worked with that person. That's what made it so bad. And it was like when I get next to him, it was like a lightning bolt. Like something was about him. I needed to haul butt, like run. And then it was just like I thought it was just me being in a new place, and it was me not giving myself time. And that's why I kept finding myself in toxic relationships, one after another, because I didn't give myself that time to heal through those things. But when you're in those karmic cycles like that, those are the ones that's going to help you, whatever you're lacking in, whether it's patience, lack of self-love, respect for yourself, standards, boundaries, honoring yourself. You're putting in situations like that for you to honor all those things that you chose to neglect yourself on. But I appreciate all y'all coming through. I might go ahead and have another chat like this tomorrow. I said I'm gonna try to do this at least about 2 or 3 times a week, so we can all just converse and stuff like that. I like it when I can have open topics where y'all can bring up situations that you may be struggling with, or certain things that you may want me to talk about. I always tell people, hey, drop me a line if there are certain subjects you want me to talk about, or I leave my contact information in the description box where, you can, hit me up on email or, Instagram or something like that. And we can talk about it one-on-one. And I'll try my best to be able to help anybody. Whatever, whatever you're talking to me about is confidential. You don't have to worry about it going nowhere. And I'll try my best to help people through my experiences. If not, I find information that the universe guides me towards to be able to help you out as well. And I also, you can connect with me too on my podcast. I'll leave that link in there too as well to be able to get through that. But thank you so much for coming in. We almost hit 2 hours, and I appreciate that. We really had some good discussion, and I would love to continue to do this again. And I hope this was able to give somebody some insight, within whatever they are going towards on their own journey. It says, yes, I'm vibrating high before, and I'll get back there. Oh, yes, you're going to be higher than what you were before. Yes. And thank you, Anton, for coming. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Anton. Mr. Lyons. I'm going to go ahead and put it that way, Mr. Lyons. Mr. Lyons, I'm going to go ahead. But thank you for coming in. We may have to get together and, you do some life coach stuff. I would love to be able to, connect with y'all on here too as well. I'm trying to have it to where I can start having more people into the chat that you can be able to be seeing here as well. I want to be able to start doing that as well, just to bring more people out. But I really appreciate you taking your time out to come visit with me and converse. It was truly, truly appreciated, and much love to y'all. If you have not yet, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button, share, subscribe if you haven't already. It would truly be appreciated. Hit me up. I would love to be able to connect with you if you don't feel comfortable enough connecting with me here, and tell me you may need some assistance or just wanting to converse with me about certain things that you may want my insight on. And I try my best to be able to help other people out as well. I've been doing it for a while, but I would love to be able to do that. But just make sure you keep your notifications on. So if I might go ahead and do it tomorrow, I would love to be able to connect with y'all as well. If not, I would definitely be hitting it up on Friday if I don't do it tomorrow. But I love y'all so much. Thank you. Like and subscribe, hit the thumbs up, share, tell somebody about the channel, and I will see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace.